here we go.
Welcome back. Man, I ain't made a dog video in a long time, man. It's been a minute. I've been out here training for football, but I've been on YouTube, Facebook, watching a couple dog videos, so I figured I'd just come back and just talk to y'all about dogs, man. I watched the Rumble the Jungle 4.0. Man, people had some crazy dogs out there, like some beautiful dogs. Dog put up the standard. Then they had dogs that wouldn't compete in the show ring. That's why they was on the outside, and people just showing them on the outside the ring. And me personally, I feel like from the pocket, when it went from pocket to exotics, the standard really dropped off. And I ain't really ever studied how pockets is supposed to. I mean, how exotics are supposed to look. But there were some dogs that you can just look at them like, I know that ain't it. I still don't know to this day what the standard of exotic dogs to look like. But there was all different shapes and sizes. I mean, there were some that looked like they could compete in the pocket class, but they were just a little shorter, so I knew they were exotics just by the height. But man, if we could clean up the exotic class, like clean up the structure, the rear, the feet, exotic would be a hell of a class to compete in. But you got people with dogs with their dog chest hanging on the ground, sliding across the feet, kicking out sideways, and you got dogs with eyes bigger than their heads. Like it's, and for some people, they think it's cool. They think it's selling because people don't know the standard of the exotics, so it's selling. But it's like, man, if who can get in the game and just who in the game already changing the standard for exotic, who already breeding and selling dogs at top tier, top standard. Cause man, I saw some dogs that were competing in that show that were like killing it. There was one lady, there was a young girl handling a bulldog. Man, that bulldog was killing the show. Like, beautiful dog, man. Like, I can see it in his walk. Like, he knew what he was there to be. Like, he walked in that show and like shut it down. He ended up winning like 3, maybe 4 awards for best in show. But then there was another lady with she had a pocket and she had a standard, and both of those dogs were going crazy. I'm talking about crazy. And the video didn't show many XLs. I think there were people still trying to figure out how they gonna do XL, you know, because some people, they got big, beautiful dogs, but at the end of the day, their dogs' feet maybe east-west. You might have a real high rear, and really with sanctioned shows, you can't really compete with that because the judge's not letting that slide. But for fun shows, that's when they start bringing out more XLs, because like it's really people just judging off your dog, just your dog stack show or how you present your dog. But mostly fun shows are just like for fun, and you don't win anything. You just win a belt or like a trophy, a little small trophy, but it's not getting towards points like a sanctioned show would be. Like a sanctioned show would be getting your points to be a champion, then going to get champion to get your grand champion classes. And that's what I feel like that's what I want to do. So that being said, man, I done my first breeding. I bred my girl. I'm trying to start my own bloodline. So it took me almost 2.5 years to find the right dog I'm gonna breed with. And it was more of a studying the bloodline, studying what these dogs had produced. So I went back and I met a guy that started, had that bred to make one of Bossy's top studs, Jumanji. His pedigree, every time you pull up Jumanji dog, his dog is gonna be in that pedigree. So once I talked to him, talked to another guy, they got two male dogs off the same litter. And I'm like, man, that's dope. That's big time. I want in on that. So that's what I'm gonna base my bloodline off of. So I bred my female. She dropped 10 puppies, so they doing pretty good. So now I'm just waiting for her to recover, get back right, and I'm gonna breed her back again, so I can have those 2 puppies. She'll be retired after that breed. So I have my best male, my best female, 2 of them off each litter. So I'll have 4 puppies. So with those 4 puppies, I'll breed either one of them 2 different litters, not the same litter, breed 2 different litters, and that would be my first bloodline. Then when I crossbreed, you got to crossbreed to get that, don't stack, don't triple, get that out the way. I'm going to breed with a different guy from Texas, and like, it's all a plan, man. So I want to talk about also getting into breeding. Like, when you first get into breeding, if you go to somebody, you try to buy a puppy, and the first thing they say, oh, I got Merles, I got Tries, my dog weigh 140 pounds, I got 10 times this in my pedigree, 12 times this, 5 times, 6 times, 4 times. Like, that should be automatically no. Like, don't listen to all that book. Go see that dog in person. Go see that mom of that dog, and go see the stud of that dog. Go put hands on them dogs. Stop buying dogs online and shopping like that. So that's when you first start off. When I first started off, I was like, if I could go back and start over, I probably wouldn't buy the female I would now. I bought her for $1,200, but she ended up being actually worth that $1,200 or $1,000. Actually, she ended up being worth that. So, in my opinion, I would have got something that had more of a bullier feature, a little bit bigger chest. She's the perfect height. Like, she's right at 19 inches, so she's barely making XL for a female. She's right over that. So if she's a little bit short, she'd be classic, and she'd compete automatically. But with XL, I didn't really think, like, you need a big head piece, you need a big chest. I was like, man, this dog pretty, I'm about to get it. So that's why I failed at myself, is saying just by color. I just pick automatic color. I want that. She's a Tri. She's actually a smut Tri, like a Saber Tri. I'm like, yeah, I want her. But she ended up being everything I really want in a dog, other than not having a big head and a big chest. Her feet pretty. She's competed in IBRC show. She won first in that, so I could keep her in that and champ her out in that. But I want to compete in the ABKC, UKC classes. So I'm gonna do that. She placed second, third in the ABKC show. It's just because the dogs were bully. Like, that's what you want. And when people just start throwing out names of like this, and you go see the dog ain't gonna be exactly that, because just because you could produce with a champion, that don't mean that champion gonna throw champion dogs. You feel me? Like, all dogs are different, all dogs grow different, and all dogs don't grow at the same rate. Like, you gotta check how your dogs grow. You're gonna go through that lanky stage, and not all dogs have that long lanky stage. Some dogs have it. Some dogs don't start growing until 2, almost 3 years old. Like, every dog is different. My girl hit her growth spurt like right at 2 years old. After that, she got a little bit thicker and a little bit more muscular. After that, she steadily stayed the same. And I have a 10-month-old male dog now, and he still hasn't hit his growth spurt yet. So, like, I'm waiting on him. So, but the owner told me it's gonna take time for him to hit that growth spurt, because that's how his bloodline has been. But once you find a dog that you want, male or female, that's when if you get a female, it would be better to start with a female, because you can search and find the stud that's gonna bring the features that you need to your dog. Now, if your dog's already perfect, you want to find a dog that's gonna match that dog already. Like, don't go something down, don't go something that's not bred properly, something with bad features, and that's what you like. But for me, if you want to compete in that show ring, go breed something that's gonna make that dog better, or it's gonna stay the exact same if the dog's already good. Now, if the dog's already good, you don't need to go down. Continue to always go up. Now, if you find a male, that's where it gets kind of tricky, because you got to get a male. You're gonna have to spend spend a little money to get a dog that's already coming from really like a male dog that's produced. You got to get a puppy from a male that's already produced and has great productions behind it. So once you get that male, you got to find somebody that's gonna either do a pup back with you, or you got to go buy your own female. I would consider go buying a female from the same stud that you bought your first dog from, but from a different litter, like a different female litter. Then you have that bloodline that you want. You have those 2 dogs and combine them together. Then you crossbreed with whatever dog you want. So with a male, it's more trickier, because you jump into trying to get more money faster instead of waiting 2.5 years, or waiting to that 3rd, 4th heat. With male dogs, you can breed at 1.5 years. You can breed actually at 1 year. But if the dog's not fully developed, you won't see how he's going to change over time until that 2, maybe 3 year period. That's why for me, I'm not going to breed my male dog until he's almost 2.5, almost 3 years old. And that's just me personally. But some do at a year and a half because their dog already, he just grows spurt. Like, he's already looking bullier. And at a year and a half, he's going to get even better when he turns 2.5 years old. So start with a female would be my suggestion. Get you a good female. You don't got to go get a fancy bloodline. I mean, their bloodline, they're producers, and some have not been producers. Like, it's all exactly what you want in life, like how you want your program to be. And some you just want to breed just to test it out, not really for the money. So it would be fine with that. But when it comes to big bloodlines, just because you have a dog that comes from a big bloodline does not, like I said before, does not mean that dog is going to be a producer. Or just because you have a name brand dog, that don't mean all of a sudden your program worth $10,000, $20,000. Like, you got to take it in consideration about where they're selling their dogs at before. They could be in California, they could be in Georgia, they could be in Tennessee. And like, different states have different prices for their dogs, so you can't get a dog from across the world and think, oh yeah, I'm gonna charge the same amount, because no, you gotta get a reputation. You gotta get your fan base, you gotta get your buyers, you gotta go advertise, and that all takes time. And people don't really understand that. Like, I bought my dog and I didn't breed her until she was almost 2.5 years old. And I've yet to make money off that. Like, it took me 2 years to finally, I'm about to get to the point where I'm about to try to make some money off this. And it's like, when people tell you, oh yeah, you're going to make $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 off your dog, man, it's hard. Like, people don't understand it's hard because you got to wait. You got to be motivated. You got to take after your dog. You got to train your dogs. It's a progress that people don't tell you about. They just tell you, oh, when you get this dog, you're going to be charging this, and that, this amount of money. Yo, you're going to be on top of the world. But people don't understand, like, it takes time and patience to get in this dog game. Like, I'm not going to have my bloodline, my productions that I want until maybe 4 to 6 years from now. And that's, like, crazy to me because, like, I thought I'm going to get in the game and jump ready. No, it's going to take time. And if you don't got time and effort, you're going to lose the love for it. And I'm like, every time I look at a dog, like, I'm going to top that dog. I'm going to be better than that dog right there. Yeah. It's not really hating for me, like, because that dog's great. He's a grand champion. It's not going to get any better than that. When I reach that grand champion stage, I'm like, yeah, I made it. Like, I'm here. So I train my dog all myself personally. And it's been a long journey, and I'm ready to see what the future can hold for me. And this is some of the guys that are, like, just breeding dogs and love talking crap. Some of y'all dogs suck. Like, pure suck. Like, if you put your dog in that show ring, your dog will not compete. And y'all think y'all have the best dogs in the world. And there's some of these dogs that, like, they don't have the right standard to compete in the show, but they have good feet. They just real bigger than what people think, and they don't really show the muscle. And they breed that with a show dog. Man, them dogs come out with some pretty puppies, like, for real. Now, that's when I say, like, you can breed out some effects, some blood. Like, you can breed out crooked feet, you can breed out bad elbows, you can breed out a high rear. But it's going to take some time. Like, I know a dog now. My guy got some, he going to do shows, but he has some, like, you want freak dog, go to him. Like, truly best kennels in Louisiana. My boy Jamario, man, he got a dog called Quarantine and Nump Truck. Now, me personally, I want to use Quarantine just one time to see what I could do with my dog. I want to put him on a shorter, like, almost a shorter frame, almost to that standard size, and see what it's going to, because he is a freak. Like, big head, muscles are crazy. Feet are not real tight, but they're not bad at all. Doesn't have a high rear, and he walks around like he's the man. Like, dude is a complete freak. So I want to use him in my with one of my girls I'm gonna keep to just see what I can do. Cause I know my girl gonna show a short, compact, between that 20, 22, 23 range. They're not gonna be too tall. He's not even that tall either. And I know, like, if that blood connects, it's gonna be crazy, like crazy. I'm gonna put a picture of him on there. Like, dude is a freak. So if I can get him before he retired, he's off of Omega. So if I can get him, man, it's gonna be crazy, man. But, like, at the end of the day, it's up to you what you want to do with your dogs. Show dogs, breeding dogs, or just be out there talking stuff. Because I watched Rumble in the Jungle, and you get you a crazy, well taken care of exotic, man, you can go compete with any of them dogs out there. For real. Like, I saw a lady with some pockets and standards. Man, I hit her up, man. Come on, I need one of them. Like, this time next year, I will have me a pocket or a standard. Because it's like, it's hard to compete in them because everybody want them dogs, and them dogs is just right. Like, small, short, compact, muscle, feet good, hind good, back good, front. Man, I'm telling you, it's gonna be crazy once I get my hands on a pocket or a standard dog. Like it's gonna be crazy. But really, I think that's about it for y'all, man. Other than that, you got any questions? You want to know more about dogs? Yeah, you can always hit me up. We can talk it up, chop. And look, I'm always open to learn myself, or even the adults. Like, get you a mentor. Go learn about the bully game, man. Because like, I started not knowing nothing. Like, my brother did shows, saw a couple of guys shutting dogs, but like, man, I didn't really know about bloodlines, crossbreeding, line breeding, checking the pedigrees, and all that. But now it's like, you get you a mentor, you know almost anything in the world, man. But it's been fun, man. I'm ready. I'm ready to get the dog business on the road, because I feel like I'm gonna be the best dog breeder coming out of the South. You feel me? Not just Mississippi, but coming out the South. You feel me? I'm trying to be the best to come out from down there, and it's gonna be some competition because my mentor got some crazy dogs that's producing some monsters. But I want to be in there like, yeah, I got the grand champion. You feel me? I'm trying to be on top of the world. You feel me? Like, I'm trying to be that. I'm trying to be him. What he say? What Prime Time say? I'm coming. He say, I'm bringing luggage with me, and it's Louis. I'm bringing luggage with me, and it's Louis. That's how I'm trying to be, man. It was fun talking to y'all, man. Peace out, man. Chris Smith out. Y'all follow me on Smizzy Bullies on Instagram and Facebook, man. Smizzy Bully. I'm going to drop that in the link, man. Holla at y'all.